The first thing in the pack dump that I want to go over is going to be my optics. So I'm going to be taking Vortex rangefinder and Vortex binos into the mountains with me. You want to be able to have a rangefinder so you'll be able to tell all the distances and be able to make all the shots. Probably won't be taking shots over 30 yards in the big wood setting, especially. You have so many branches, so many variables that could happen, that taking shots under 30 yards, in my opinion, is the most ethical thing. Granted, if a huge buck walks out at 35 yards and I know he's not coming in any further, I might sling an arrow, but you know, hey, that's just me. So, Vortex Ranger 1000, I believe, should know what my gear is, but you know, hey. Yep, Ranger 1000, and then we have the binos here, which I've been using these the last 2 seasons, and they've been working pretty good for me, it seems. The Crossfire HD 12x50s were given to me as a gift, so I'm going to keep using them. Other than the main camera, I'm just going to show some of the electronic gear and other camera gear that I'm going to be keeping with me on the trip. Obviously, we're going to have a GoPro, extra GoPro battery backs. It's a Hero 8, and then extra battery pack charger here. Right here, this is a camera arm for the tree called the Hunter Cam Cradle Mini. It's been really good for me. Not many people have this. I bought it probably when I was in high school, so a long time ago at this point. Just because it was one of the cheaper camera arms in the option. In high school, and you don't have a lot of money, so that's kind of when I started trying to film some of my hunts. But I like it because it has this little lever here, and you can pretty much attach this to just about anything, a tree branch, any part of your tree stand, anything like that. You can attach it and clamp it down, and it holds pretty steady. Obviously, it doesn't have many functions. The head here, I believe this is a slick camera head, and it's got a maximum weight of 3 pounds, so you can't be putting anything super crazy on it, but I've used it for a long time now, and I'm used to it. It's pretty small and compact, it folds up. It's probably about, 8 inches or so in width, and then maybe 1.5 feet in length, so it can fit in your backpack pretty easily. I'll be using that as the primary camera arm when I'm filming. So one last thing for the electronic gear that I like to bring, along with all my chargers for my phone, my camera, stuff like that, is just a battery bank. If I was going out west, I'd actually probably bring 2 of these, but because most of the spots I'll be able to hike to aren't going to be more than a mile or 2 deep in the woods, I really don't think it's necessary. I'll have different means of being able to contact somebody if I do get lost, which hopefully I don't. This is the first time I'll be going to the area, so hopefully it's not more rugged than what I'm used to. But the mountains I hunt here back home in PA are pretty rugged, so I'm not really too worried about it. Pocket juice is mainly just so I can charge all my camera gear and also my phone in case I need it. It sucks if your phone dies and you're 1.5 miles deep in the woods and you're looking for a wounded deer or wounded animal, you can't find it, you need some help, and you can't call anybody. It makes it more difficult. Cell service is also, it's very dependent on cell service, but I just like to have this. It's a peace of mind for me, knowing that I can charge my electronics whenever I need them. Super helpful. Next thing is a license holder. Got a fishing license in there right now, but I will be putting my North Carolina deer license in there as soon as I print it out. Next, got a first aid kit. I am going to be adding to this first aid kit here probably at some point. This is a very basic kit from Walmart. Probably not the best thing. It's probably not even super helpful what it has in here. It seems to have a decent amount of stuff in here, but I think I honestly would lean towards making my own wound kit in case I need it. But it's good to have a first aid kit with you. But I am looking to upgrade this in the near future. Next thing, zip ties. When you're in the woods, zip ties, huge help. Whether it's putting a tag in a deer's ear or you need them to hold something up, tighten something, strap something in. It's just a good tool to have. Good little thing to have. Next thing, war paint, because we like to look cool. This is one of the most important things in my pack that I use. It's a good headlamp. This is a Diamondback. I forget the exact model of it, but it's pretty bright. It has a little battery gauge on the side there too, so you can see what your battery is looking like. A lot of these spots, there aren't like super well-defined trails, so it can make it makes it a little difficult, especially when you're trying to navigate in the dark or if it's a new area. So I like to have a good headlamp, and then I don't have it here with me, but I also have a backup flashlight that I will be taking in case the headlamp dies. All right, next part. And this kind of goes along with the tree stand setup, so we're going to include a couple items in here. We have our tree harness system right here. This is just a muddy tree harness. I've tried a whole bunch of them. This one seems to work pretty good for me. I hate big bulky tree harnesses that are like super tangly and super bulky and super hard to get on. It's not my style. It takes me like 15 minutes to put them on because they're so damn confusing. But this one, really, it doesn't tangle together. It's comfortable. It's got some padding on the back here. I used this all season last season, and I really didn't mind it at all. I sit in a lot of tree stands, and I haven't switched over to the saddle hunting yet, which I do want to at some point. Just financially, not really the time for me to do that right now. But I will be hunting with a small platform tree stand. I haven't decided which one yet, so I won't include that in the gear dump, but this is the just the muddy, I don't know the name of it, but muddy tree harness. It's worked pretty good for me so far. I like it, so we're gonna stick with it. And then to go along with that, this is just the nylon rope that attaches to the tree. I like this one because it has the little loop at the end, so you can just feed one end through the other, go around the tree, and use a little D-ring and hook right in. It's real easy. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually what I'm going to be talking about in the journal today, which it just fell on the ground. It's just going to be like kind of outdoor cooking and what I think of it. One of the things I like to use when I'm out in the woods is a Jetboil. Now these are pretty popular. This one in particular, I have a couple attachments here. I'm probably going to be taking them with me in the woods. I might leave it back depending, but essentially a little propane canister. This thing here, which you can see, screws into the top of this, and then you can put different attachments on it. So you can boil water. There's a little stand that you can place on top if you have like a little pan, or in my case, I'll probably be taking this little cup because I like to make coffee and stuff while I'm out in the woods. Coffee or soup, things like that. I probably won't be making too much soup because in the early season it's going to be pretty warm, and that's more of a late season thing for me. So, but yeah, I'll be bringing along that Jetboil along with a little Yeti mug here. This thing comes in clutch. Next thing, kind of just a little minor thing, little minor detail, not necessary at all. I'm taking the trekking pole with me. I haven't hunted with trekking poles before, but I see out west a lot of people like to do it. So kind of thought, hey, give the trekking pole a try. These are just Trail Buddies. I got them on Amazon. They're like $39.99 or something. But condense is pretty good. I can put it on the outside part of my pack if I don't want to use it. And if I do, which a lot of the times it'll be steep, I'll just be carrying it with me. I could bring two, but to save weight, and I don't really think it's necessary, I'm just going to be bringing just the one, so the trekking pole. The next thing here in our gear dump is the Outdoor Edge processing kit. This is a super important piece of equipment because it has all the knives that I need to process the kill as soon as it happens. The kit includes multiple knives for whatever your needs might be. It also comes with a bone saw and a sharpener. I haven't gotten a chance to use this kit yet, but it's the kit that I'll be carrying with me to process the kill once it's complete. This is a super important piece of equipment, and I like the box that it comes in. This fits really nicely into the pack, and I think it will be a very good addition to my gear. So I'm very excited about this. I'll also be carrying a backup steel knife just for, you know, anything I might need it for. So I'll be carrying that as well. Next thing we got here, we have water bladder. This is a 1 liter Platypus water bladder. I actually have the screw-off attachment for it as well. I'll most likely be using it with the tube in the early season just because it's going to be super hot most likely. I'll have the tube and I'll just be able to drink it, you know, while it's on my back, so that'll be very, very helpful. I chose the 1 liter because I'm not going to be camping in the backcountry. I'll be able to go back and forth to get more water, so I decided to just get the 1 liter for this trip. Next thing on the list, we have our Hunting Beast climbing sticks. These are the Beast Gear sticks. These are the original models, I believe. The newer ones have the holes cut all the way across. I think that's just to save weight. Very impressed with how light these are. I am trying to go more mobile with my stand setup, so super pumped to try these out. Next is this little bag here. This bag is super important. In the past, I've used this as my camera bag when I'm in the woods. It is also kind of like a tool belt for me. If I don't want to take my pack out on certain days, because I'm trying to go ground and pound, trying to go lightweight, I'll take this and just loop it around my belt. Super convenient. Has a little water bottle holder here in case you need it, and then a bunch of different pouches, attached to it. Super nice little pack. You can, it has these straps on the back. You can attach it to tree stand, your backpack, your waist belt, anything. It's a super important little pack, and most of my electronic accessories will go in here. Next thing in the pack, bow hanger. Pretty basic, self-explanatory. Hang my bow from the tree. These things are the key to an early season hunt, in my opinion. Snake chaps. Snake chaps. Doing a lot of hunting in the mountains, I tend to run across rattlesnakes very frequently. Last season, the first day of the season here in PA, I was lugging, actually no, it was the week before the season. I was lugging a tree stand up the hill into some game lands and had about 70 pounds on my back, wasn't paying attention, and I stepped a foot from a big curled up rattlesnake. And since then I decided, you know what, if I'm going to be hunting these super rocky terrain areas, especially in the early season when it's still hot, I want snake chaps. You can call me a wuss, whatever, but I think it beats the hell out of getting bitten by one of those freaking things, so that's my opinion on that. Last but not least, we have the pack itself. This is the Everly Stock X2 pack. Just put it together. Really sweet pack. I think it's perfect for deer hunting or little day trips in the mountains. It has everything you could need. I really like it, and the main reason I got it is so I can break the deer down and process the deer in the field, rather than dragging it out in these mountainous terrains. It's really nice to have something that you could pack the entire animal out with. Pack opens up like this, kind of like a butterfly style, and then essentially closes up, and you can keep the meat out on the outside. It's a frame pack, so it's designed to be able to carry quite a bit of weight. But I used it in the late season last year. I was super happy, and I'm super pumped to be putting it to the test this year. Hopefully we end up packing a lot of game out with it. Hopefully we have a successful year. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and check out my blog post this week for it's going to be about outdoor cooking. I'm going to talk about the Jetboil a little bit, and I might even put a recipe in there. So hopefully you guys check it out. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Hope you all have a good one.